is Art History with Kenneth on the KJL Podcast Channel, a series where timeless masterpieces are brought to life through the lens of artist and host, Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. Each episode takes viewers on a visual and historical journey, uncovering the stories, styles, and significance behind the world's most influential artists and art movements. From bold brushstrokes to revolutionary ideas, this is where the past meets creative perspective. The journey begins now.
Welcome back to another art history episode on the KJL Podcast Channel. I'm your host, Kenneth J. Lewis Sr., and today we're diving into the intense, expressive, and incredibly short life of one of art's most daring artists of the early 20th century, Egon Schiele. Now, some names in history are defined by elegance, others by innovation, but Schiele, he was defined by rawness, emotion, and almost electric intensity. He gave us just under a decade of work, but in that time, he shook the art world awake. So get comfortable. Grab your sketchbook if you're a creative type, because we're going to deep dive today. This Lines of Obsession, the brief and brilliant flame of Egon Schiele. And hey, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell to our KJL Podcast Channel on YouTube. These stories are for artists, thinkers, or anyone moved by the power of image and expression. So let's begin. Egon Schiele was born in 1890 in the small Austrian town of Uhlen-Reit on the Danube River. His father worked as a station master, and little Egon spent hours sketching trains. But beneath the innocent fascination was something deeper. Even as a child, Schiele's drawings pulsed with intensity. At 16 years old, he was admitted to the Vienna Academy of Fine Arts, an impressive feat, but it didn't last. He found the traditional teaching suffocating. The rules, the techniques, the stiff instructions, they didn't fit the kind of artist he was becoming. So he left and dropped out. And instead, he helped form the Neukenstrogruppe, the new art group. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing that right. I tried. Artists who are ready to challenge the old ways. During this time, Schiele caught the attention of Gustav Klimt, a giant of Austrian art. Klimt saw his potential, encouraged him, and even gave him access to models. But Schiele's vision was far more visceral. What made Schiele's work so different? Let's talk about three things: line, space, and color. First, the line work. Schiele's lines were sharp, nervous, intentional. He didn't sketch for beauty. He drew to express hands, limbs, faces, all distorted, just enough to make you feel something. Second, space. He often left backgrounds blank, leaving his figures floating in emptiness. This wasn't laziness, it was power. It pulled all your focus to the body, the pose, the stare, and the third, color. Muted browns, ochres, deep reds. His watercolor touches were never overdone. Just enough to evoke warmth, vulnerability, or discomfort. Everything about his style felt exposed. Now let me say, if this episode is connecting with you, if you're seeing the beauty and the bold, take a second to like this video, share it with someone who loves art, and subscribe to the KJL Podcast Channel. We're building something special here, a space for creatives, for learners, and for those who see deeper meaning in every stroke. Back to Schiele. In 1911, Schiele began living with Wally Neuzil, his muse, model, and lover. Their relationship was as unconventional as his art. They moved outside Vienna, living like outcasts. He drew her constantly and with increasing intensity. But in 1912, Schiele was arrested, accused of seducing a young girl and displaying indecent drawings. Though the seduction charge was dropped, he served 24 days in jail. While in prison, he created haunting images of confinement, bars, shadows, his spirit stripped bare. After release, he didn't retreat. He surged forward. In 1915, he married Edith Harms. Wally, heartbroken, disappeared from his life. That same year, Schiele was drafted into the army during World War I. But even during military service, he continued to draw. He created some of the most emotionally powerful pieces during this period. In 1918, he painted a family, a quiet, profound image of a man, woman, and child. Symbolic, reflective, and deeply personal. It became one of his final works. In October 1918, the Spanish flu pandemic hit Vienna. Edith, 6 months pregnant, died first. 3 days later, Egon Schiele passed away as well. He was only 28 years old. But in that short span, he left behind 3,000 drawings and 300 paintings. A lifetime's work of intensity captured in less than a decade. His legacy is clear. Artists like Francis Bacon, Lucien Freud, and others, they studied his work. They drew from his honesty, his courage, his refusal to clean up or sanitize the human form. Egon Schiele wasn't here for a long time, but he showed us something eternal. That art doesn't need to be perfect to be powerful. It just needs to be real. If this journey through Schiele's life moved you, go ahead and give this episode a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already, and share it with someone who loves great storytelling and great art. I'm Kenneth J. Sr., and this has been another deep dive into the world behind the canvas. Until next time, stay inspired, stay bold, and as always, look deeper.
Thank you for watching Art History with Kenneth on the KJL Podcast Channel. If this episode inspired, informed, or intrigued you, be sure to like, share, and subscribe for more. Kenneth J. Lewis Sr. returns every other week with more captivating stories from the art world, exploring the legends, the techniques, and the timeless works that continue to shape our creative world. Until the next brushstroke in history, keep watching, keep wondering, and keep the art alive.